If you're not quite ready for the stock market, but you're asking yourself, interest rates are going up, where can I put my money in a place that's going to be safe, that I can store for a little while and get good interest on it? And if you're not ready to jump into the stock market, I want to talk to you today about certificates of deposit, what they are, where to find them, all the details. Let's get started. Hi there, welcome back to my channel. This is by Kristen Elaine. I have a degree in accounting and business. I audit financial institutions and do compliance audits. I love personal finance. That is my passion. And I especially love helping women figure out their personal finances. If you are new here, welcome. And if you have not subscribed yet and love this kind of material, please subscribe. Thank you so much. I love having you here. A certificate of deposit, or a CD, is what it's normally abbreviated as, is a savings product. Generally, what happens is you'll hold your money in a CD for a certain amount of time, and you would typically get a higher interest rate for holding your money in that account. So where the heck are you going to find a certificate of deposit? Well, any financial institution, whether it be a bank or a credit union, is going to have a certificate of deposit. Now, not all financial institutions will have this available. It just depends on whether or not they choose to have this as one of their products. You can easily find out if your financial institution offers a certificate of deposit simply by going to their website and then searching for certificate of deposit. It should be under the savings or shares portion of their website. But if you're locking your money away for a certain amount of time, like, what does that even mean? How long are you going to have to hold your money and not even touch it? Well, here is some examples. This is from a random bank that I pulled, and you can see there's a variety of different timelines. Now, this one here is from a credit union, and I happen to like credit unions a lot better, but you can see there's like a 6 to 11 month time frame, and then a 12 to 17 month time frame, and so on. Now, if you're looking at this the way I look at this, if I'm going to be holding my money and tying my money up for a long time and I can't touch it, I would expect to get paid a lot. When you look at the interest rates, the short-term CDs, the 6 to 11 month, is actually making more interest than the 24 month or 36 month and the longer maturities. So why is that? I do have an answer for this. Financial institutions believe that interest rates are actually going to decline over the next couple of years. So we are in a very high interest rate environment right now, where interest rates have gone up and up and up and up. If financial institutions believe that rates are going to end up going down later on sometime in the future, they are not going to want to pay a 4% interest rate if the rate has gone down. They are making sure that they are making as much money as they possibly can. And no financial institution is immune to this. They all do this. This is just the way it is. They essentially want to pay you as little as possible, as little as they can get away with, I should say, so that they can pay you a little bit and then use your funds and put that into a loan. They have certain rules they have to follow, but they can essentially use a portion of the shares or savings that come into the financial institution, and they can turn around and lend that out at 7, 8, 12, 15, 20%. Before you get upset, just understand that this is just the way it is. This is what all financial institutions do. If you look at the difference at your financial institution, you can go to any one and look up the difference between a savings account interest that they're paying and how much a loan interest would be. It's right there in black and white. That's just the way it is. But a certificate of deposit is a safer place where you can put your money and you would just hold it away for a little bit and you can get a good interest rate on it, not have to worry about the market going up and down, and it's there and it's going to be safe for you when you're ready and it matures. So how much do you even have to deposit to even qualify for a certificate of deposit? It depends. It's going to depend on your financial institution. So for example, the credit union that I looked at earlier, this one you have to put in $500 to $499. The 6 to 11 month doesn't require any minimum deposit. You can put in anything. As you extend the term out, you would have to put in a minimum amount. So it just completely depends. What happens if you need to take out your money and you cannot wait for the maturity? The first thing I would say is, if you possibly think that you're going to need that money sooner rather than later, then do not put your money into a certificate of deposit. Keep that money liquid, put it in a savings account. There are also fines and penalties if you withdraw your money out of that account before it matures. So do read the fine print, do ask what are the penalties for early withdrawal. If you do have to take that money out, what is it going to cost you? You will lose all of that interest that you were earning, that 4% or 3%, whatever it was, and you could have a fine or penalty on top of that. So you could actually lose money, and I'm not about losing money here on this channel. So a certificate of deposit is not a place for you to put your emergency fund, for example. You want to keep that liquid, you want to keep that in a savings account that you can easily access. Is it a good idea for you to get a certificate of deposit? Well, do some research. I was actually talking to a client, and she's a good friend, a long-term friend from college, who came into an inheritance, and it was a fairly sizable inheritance. It wasn't millions of dollars, but she was looking for a safe place to put her money. And so when we were looking, we were checking out where the different interest rates were and what financial institutions near her were paying, showed us what some of the best interest rates were on high yielding savings accounts. And we found one or two that was paying significantly more than some of the certificates of deposit. So not only was she going to be earning more interest on her money, it was also a place where she had high liquidity. She didn't have to wait for anything to mature. She was already getting that high interest rate. I did tell her to look around and keep her eyes open because interest rates fluctuate all the time. Do not be afraid to move your money if you find a higher interest rate somewhere else where you can benefit. Unless you're holding it in a certificate of deposit, you're going to have to wait for it to mature, and then you can look for other rates. What happens when your certificate of deposit matures? What are you going to do? This is something you also need to know in the beginning before you even take out that certificate of deposit or invest in that certificate of deposit. Blah, 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 blah. You need to know if that certificate is going to automatically roll over, meaning they're going to put you in another 6 to 11 month or whatever the extended term is. If they're going to put you into a longer term, you're going to want to know that. You're going to want to make sure that when that CD matures, that you're putting that into your savings account and then figure out what you want to do next. Give yourself some time so that you're not putting your money into a place that you didn't realize, oh my gosh, I actually needed this. Now I have to wait even longer. And you'll just have to make sure that you put reminders in your phone or put reminders on your calendar so that you can check that. The financial institution will also send you a reminder, or they should at least, like, hey, your CD is going to mature soon. And so you have a certain time frame, it's not a long period of time, to figure out what you want to do with that money. If you are okay with it rolling over and you're just going to hold it for a while, then just do nothing. Because of the interest rate environment and because the interest rates are fluctuating so much, I would be on the lookout for changes in interest rates, and then I would end up moving my money into a higher interest rate account. That is everything about a certificate of deposit that I can think of. If there's anything else that you found helpful, please let me know in the comments below. I'm really interested. If you like this video and this helped you, please subscribe. I would love to have you as part of the community. If you were interested in this content, you're going to want to watch this next, and I will see you again very soon.